Superman got a new movie, and I figured this is a good time to talk about one of my favorite Superman games, Superman Returns. Wait, let me explain. I never really got to play anything like Superman 64, and God, thank you, I didn't. But I remember playing this game when I was at my babysitter's whenever my folks would have to drop me off, and this was my first ever experience of Superman. And some people may say that this game wasn't really amazing in their own ways, but to me, growing up as a child, this was my first ever experience with Superman. And the fact that this game was an open world Superman game playing on, surprisingly, the PlayStation 2, I was super excited. I was a child that didn't have an Xbox 360, and by that time, the Xbox 360 had just come out, but the PlayStation 2 was still getting a lot of love and games, so I was glad to see that games like Superman were making it to PlayStation 2. This game had open world, this game had so many cool superpowers that Superman could do, and so many variety of enemies. The only two things I think this game suffers from is the story and the way the game progresses. The story pretty much covers what happens in the movie, except near the end of the story, it's more of cutscene than it is like a crazy final scene. You are saving the town, but then as soon as you're done saving the town, the rest of the game is cutscene. Which leads me to how we progress in this game. The way you progress in this game is by filling a progress bar by saving random civilians that are in danger, whether that be buildings on fire, defeating villains on the streets, or taking a person to the hospital. Every time you do a side quest or a main quest, you will get more progression onto that bar. Once you have enough progress, the next chapter starts, and then you continue on until the story is over. There ain't no real big problem with this outside of the fact that it just is too tedious. Kind of like how Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 video game has it. You have so many side stuff that the game wants you to do before you start the main quest. Mostly kind of feeling like filler. All in all, I'm glad I got to play Superman Returns. This was my first ever take of Superman, and I'm glad that I got to play this game and become a fan of Superman through this game. It makes me kind of wish that DC really cares about Superman and not making him into a villain. You know, like how Injustice did, Injustice 2, or Suicide Squad. DC, just make a Superman game where he's a superhero